So when we think about transport today, there's a lot of kind of pain that we think is normal. Try to get from Pasadena to, El Segundo during rush hour. It's like you can fly to, another city, and you have to drive the whole way.
For Elon Musk, that's exactly why driving must evolve from something you supervise to something that safely drives you. A world where you can close your eyes, sleep, and wake up at your destination. That leap starts with FSD-14, 10 times more capable, smoother, and smarter than anything before. But here's the twist Elon didn't say out loud. FSD-14 was never meant to stay on the old Model 3 or Y. Tesla needed a brand new, affordable stage to prove that self-driving isn't just for the rich. And that's the 2026 Model 2. With FSD-14 as its brain, the Model 2 is set to become the first sub-$10,000 car with true autonomy. And the clearest sign yet that mass-market self-driving is finally here. Before we go further, make sure to hit subscribe and turn on the bell. Help autogearshift reach 12,345 subscribers and join the first wave of EV insiders who can say, "I knew it before the world did." And one quick note. Since this video mixes all confirmed and updated reports about the Model 2, you might notice a few price or spec changes along the way. That's intentional. We keep everything fresh, so you always get the latest reality behind Tesla's most anticipated car. What is it about the Model 2's hardware that makes it a generational leap, despite Elon never pointing it out? Tesla Model 2 is widely expected to ship with Hardware 5, the latest generation of Tesla's self-driving computer. Built on Samsung's advanced 5nm process, HW5 includes 32 GB of RAM and 512 GB of storage, a significant jump compared to HW4's 16 GB of RAM and 256 GB of storage. HW5 is between 5 to 10 times more capable than HW4, depending on the scenario. Independent estimates place HW5's neural network throughput at around 1,000 trillion operations per second, compared to that of HW4 at 200 tops. At the same time, Tesla is already preparing Hardware 6, projected to be nearly 10 times stronger than HW5, with up to 1,500 watt peak power draw. Model 2 is being designed with the potential to support this next generation, ensuring it is future-proof. A crucial element of HW5 is the B-pillar camera. Positioned between the front and rear doors, these cameras serve as Tesla's eyes for blind spot detection and lane change awareness. In HW5, resolution has increased to about 8 megapixels, a jump over HW4's 5.4 megapixel sensors. Engineers have noted improvements such as enhanced low-light sensitivity, improved thermal management, and active defogging systems. Service manuals also show that HW5 cameras require secure cryptographic firmware verification after replacement, indicating even tighter integration and quality control. For Model 2, retaining the full B-pillar setup means that even a budget-priced Tesla can offer premium safety in dense urban traffic. The front camera also sees a leap in clarity. Hardware 5 upgrades it to nearly 4K ultra-high definition, 3,840 by 2,160 pixels resolution, compared to Hardware 4's approximately 2,896 by 1,876 pixels. That is about 1.8 times more pixels, combined with a 30 frames per second recording rate across multiple channels. This high-fidelity video gives Tesla's neural networks the detail they need to recognize faint lane markings, distant traffic signals, or small objects in challenging lighting conditions. For drivers, it means safer night driving, smoother full self-driving engagement, and fewer disengagements where older hardware might fail. On the electrical side, Model 2 will switch to a 48-volt system paired with Tesla's structural aluminum-ion battery pack. Traditional cars use 12-volt wiring, which requires 4 times the current for the same power. By moving to 48 volts, resistance losses drop by a factor of 16, allowing Tesla to use thinner, lighter wiring that generates less heat. This cuts cost and simplifies long-term maintenance. Meanwhile, the structural aluminum-ion pack integrates cells into the chassis itself, improving rigidity and reducing the number of metal parts needed. Aluminum-ion cells can charge up to 60 times faster than conventional lithium-ion cells, offer higher energy density per volume, and are less prone to overheating. They also rely on abundant aluminum rather than scarce metals like cobalt or nickel, helping cut costs and improve sustainability. For Model 2, this is the foundation that makes a sub-$10,000 price possible without sacrificing range, durability, or charging speed. Which upgrade do you think matters most for the Model 2? Comment 1 for the 8-megapixel cameras, 2 for the HW5 computer, and 3 for the aluminum-ion battery pack. Is FSD V14 the force that defines the Model 2's true identity, even though Elon never admitted it? FSD 14 is a major AI jump, not a routine update. Reports indicate its neural networks scale to roughly 10 times the parameter count of the prior generation, which lets the system ingest more video detail and context at once, then choose smoother, more human-like maneuvers. For a Model 2 driver, that means cleaner merges, steadier lane keeping, and fewer awkward pauses at complex intersections compared with earlier builds. Elon Musk has framed V14 as the second biggest FSD leap ever, and described its behavior as feels alive, which is exactly the kind of natural motion mainstream buyers notice immediately. FSD V14 should reduce unnecessary driver nags, reserving prompts for genuinely hard situations. That change matters for Model 2 because a calmer interface is what converts cutting-edge software into something approachable for non-technical owners. Fewer nags and more predictable handovers reduce fatigue on long commutes and build trust in the automation. Voice intelligence is becoming part of the cabin, not an add-on. Tesla has begun bringing xAI's Grok into vehicles so drivers can talk hands-free for information, navigation, and everyday help. For Model 2, Grok 4 turns the infotainment stack into a simple conversation, which is friendlier than drilling through menus. That mix keeps things useful without overwhelming first-time EV owners. The mobile app is quietly catching up to the car's sensors. Tesla App 4.480 adds B-pillar dashcam viewer support, so owners can review side pillar camera footage directly on their phones. For a Model 2 owner, this turns the car's camera array into practical protection for parking scrapes, side impacts, and close calls at intersections. The release notes explicitly call out HW5 support and make these side views accessible outside the car for the first time. Tesla has also improved the roadside assistance flow in the mobile app to make dealing with a flat tire simpler and faster. Now, when owners report a flat, the app captures more precise location details and automatically streamlines the dispatch process. Combined with Tesla's standard roadside coverage for flat tires and towing, this creates a smoother experience where software and service work together to reduce hassle. For everyday owners of a budget-friendly electric vehicle like Model 2, these small refinements translate into lower costs, less stress, and greater peace of mind over years of use. Could FSD V14 turn the Model 2 into the first budget car that drives like a premium Tesla? Comment FSD 14 if you agree. Elon never claimed it, but the Model 2 is truly affordable and durable at the same time. Durability becomes believable when you connect materials, structure, and serviceability, not just styling. Start with the materials. Cybertruck's 30X stainless steel is overkill for a budget car, but the principle behind it is useful. Choose advanced alloys strategically to achieve strength without unnecessary cost. Applying this philosophy at a more practical scale, Model 2 will lean heavily on hot-stamped boron steel, a material known for its exceptional strength in crash protection. With tensile strengths that can exceed 1,200 megapascals, nearly double that of mild steel, boron steel allows Tesla to create a rigid safety cell around passengers without adding unnecessary weight. By focusing this material in critical areas like the A and B pillars, roof rails, and rocker panels, Tesla ensures crash energy is absorbed and redirected away from occupants. Because boron steel is stronger per unit thickness, less material is required overall, which keeps manufacturing costs in check. This smart use of advanced steel means Model 2 can deliver premium safety at an affordable price, proving that toughness and cost efficiency can go hand in hand. Structure matters just as much as materials. A strong car body is not only about what it is made from, but also how the pieces are arranged. Tesla designs Model 2 with closed-section rails, boxed sills, and continuous load paths that direct crash energy safely around the passenger cell. Different metals can be bonded and spot welded together, and structural adhesives are applied along flanges to increase stiffness and spread forces more evenly. These adhesives also act as sealants, keeping out water and salt, which reduces the chance of rust. With fewer seams overall, there are fewer weak points where corrosion could start. This careful approach is what transforms high-strength steel from just a number on a specification sheet into real-world crash protection and a cabin that remains quiet and solid even after years of rough roads. Surface durability comes from smart coatings and design details. Galvanized steel treated with zinc or zinc aluminum coatings resists rust even if the paint gets chipped. A full E-coat dip covers the body, including hidden cavities, with a thin, even protective layer, while cavity wax adds extra protection in areas most exposed to road salt. To handle everyday wear, Tesla can use plastic cladding around wheel arches and lower doors to absorb parking scuffs and gravel strikes. Slightly thicker outer panels in damage-prone areas reduce door dings from shopping carts. None of these measures are flashy, but they cut down on the small, annoying repairs that lower confidence and hurt resale value over time. Repairability is the quiet half of durability. Durability is not only how hard something is to damage, it is also how simple and cheap it is to put right again. Tesla can design bolt-on front and rear modules, easily replaceable fenders and bumper covers, and standardized fasteners across the car. When a low-speed impact happens, technicians replace a module instead of straightening multiple welded panels. That reduces labor hours, speeds up repairs, and lowers insurance payouts. Owners experience fewer total losses on minor accidents and spend less time without a car. Put these choices together, and you have a coherent recipe for a tough Model 2. Strong steels where loads peak, aluminum where weight hurts efficiency, sealed seams and smart coatings for the long winters, a structural battery that makes the whole shell stiffer, and service-friendly modules that keep repair bills sensible. The payoff is felt every day. Doors keep their alignment. Paint chips less. The cabin stays quiet. Insurance and maintenance trend lower. Most importantly, the car keeps its value because it still feels solid years later. That is how an affordable Tesla can deliver durability that people usually expect only from premium vehicles. Do you believe a budget car like the Model 2 can really be this tough and long-lasting? Comment Model 2 if you do. How will Tesla's production strategy make the Model 2 the first truly mass-market electric car? Tesla has mapped out a clear timeline for the Model 2. Trial production is expected to begin in late 2025, with a full launch targeted in 2026. This timeline positions the Model 2 to arrive just as FSD V14 matures into stable release, ensuring that the software and hardware are aligned from the very first cars rolling off the line. The goal is to avoid the growing pains that earlier Teslas experienced when production scaled up before the software was fully refined. One of Tesla's key advantages is its ability to reuse existing production capacity. Instead of building an entirely new plant, the company will adapt its current Model 3 and Model Y lines to handle the Model 2. This is possible because Tesla has already invested heavily in flexible assembly systems, and the upcoming unboxed process allows body subassemblies to be produced separately and then joined together at the end. By leveraging existing factories, Tesla can accelerate time to market and reduce upfront capital costs, an essential factor when aiming to deliver a car at a starting price under $10,000. The production strategy is also global from day one. Tesla plans to build the Model 2 simultaneously in Texas, Berlin, and Mexico, with each location supplying its local region. This prevents the bottlenecks that plagued earlier launches like the Model 3, where US production had to feed demand worldwide. With 3 plants producing the car, Tesla can shorten delivery times, reduce shipping costs, and keep prices stable across markets. It also spreads risk, so a disruption at one site will not halt global supply. Price is where Tesla intends to shock the industry. Analysts project the Model 2 will be positioned between $9,800 and $12,000 after US tax credits and similar incentives abroad. This would make it the most affordable Tesla ever, undercutting not just premium EV rivals, but also many gasoline-powered compact cars. The combination of simplified production, aluminum-ion structural battery packs, and the 48-volt electrical system is what makes this aggressive pricing possible without sacrificing durability or performance. Finally, Tesla is synchronizing hardware and software development with this production rollout. The release of FSD V14 and updates like the B-pillar dashcam viewer in the Tesla app right before mass production indicates that Model 2 will ship with a fully integrated digital experience. Buyers will not have to wait months or years for promised features to arrive. Instead, the car will launch with advanced autonomy, smart safety functions, and practical tools already tested and ready. Will Tesla's global production strategy and sub-$10,000 price make the Model 2 unstoppable? Drop Tesla wins in the comments if your answer is yes. If you want to keep uncovering what Elon won't say on stage, make sure to subscribe, hit the bell, and join us as we track every move Tesla makes.
Teslas are actually much more affordable than people realize.
Tesla just planted a flag in its Q2 2025 quarterly update deck. We continue to expand our vehicle offering, including first builds of a more affordable model in June, with volume production planned for the second half of 2025. This is the clearest timeline yet for the long-rumored affordable Tesla, often nicknamed Model 2.
I'll give you an example, like when Elon Musk started Tesla, he always knew he wanted to get to a place where there would be an affordable electric car for everybody in America at some point.
If that schedule holds, 2026 could be the year this car shows up everywhere and rewrites the rules of the everyday car market. Today, we break down what makes the Tesla Model 2 a potential market reset from aspects like costs, daily practicality, durability, and factory scale.
The point where the starting price of a Tesla is actually below the average selling price of a car in the United States.
What makes the Tesla Model 2 become a game changer in practical day-to-day safety? We begin inside the cabin because preventing a tragedy matters most. Model 2 is expected to inherit child left alone detection from Tesla's 2025.26 line. When the car senses an unattended child, it flashes the exterior lights, plays an alert tone, and repeatedly pushes a notification to your phone, with all detection processed locally in the car for privacy. The public health need is real. NHTSA reports 39 U.S. child heat stroke deaths in vehicles in 2024, and more than 1,000 since 1998. A prompt local alarm that repeats until you return directly addresses that risk. From preventing the worst outcome, move to deterring trouble and documenting what happened. Model 2 should also benefit from Sentry Mode's new ambient lighting cue, where interior light strips gently pulse red as soon as Sentry begins recording, which signals to bystanders that the car is actively monitoring. When you need evidence, the updated Dashcam app lets you change playback speed on the car's screen, so a 10-minute clip can be reviewed in 5 minutes at 2x, which makes it faster to resolve parking lot scrapes or hit-and-run investigations. Next, widen the lens to proactive warnings that stop unsafe loading before it becomes a problem. Model 2 will use software-based over-limit detection to compare real-time signals to safe thresholds, then prompt you to rebalance or reduce the load. This matters because added mass and poor weight distribution increase stopping distance and brake temperatures, raise tire stress, and push the center of gravity higher, which reduces stability in evasive maneuvers. Kinetic energy scales with vehicle mass, so even a modest overload means more energy for the brakes and tires to absorb at the same speed. Roof loads and rear carriers also change aero drag and can block sensors or lights, which hurts range and situational awareness. By catching an overload early, Model 2 helps you drive safer today and protect the car tomorrow. Early prompts reduce the risk of tire overheating and fading on long descents, and they support stability control and traction systems that work best within rated limits. Over time, avoiding chronic overload slows wear on tires, brakes, bushings, dampers, and wheel bearings, keeps alignments in spec longer, and preserves range by minimizing unnecessary drag. In short, the car measures compared to a safe limit and notifies early so you keep control, avoid avoidable repairs, and maintain predictable handling. Finally, tie safety to the fender bender reality most owners face. Model 2 is expected to carry high-fidelity park assist, which reconstructs a 3D view of the surroundings using cameras to help you judge tight gaps more precisely than flat distance lines. Avoiding even minor contact is worth real money because modern repairs often include sensor or camera recalibration. AAA's latest analysis shows ADAS components can add roughly $1,541 to a minor front repair, and industry pricing guidance places common calibrations in the $250 to $500 range per system. Reducing low-speed contacts protects your wallet and keeps the car out of the body shop. These upgrades explain how Model 2 can be safer in ways you feel every week. You get persistent, local child alerts, clearer visual deterrence, and faster evidence review, early warnings when you exceed safe limits, and camera-based parking assistance that helps you avoid expensive low-speed damage. This is practical safety that fits daily life, not just a spec sheet. Which feature would most convince you that the Tesla Model 2 is a game changer for everyday safety? Comment 1 for child left alone alerts, 2 for ambient Sentry with faster dashcam review, 3 for over-limit load warnings, and 4 for 3D high-fidelity park assist. How will the Tesla Model 2's hardware choices make it perfect for hassle-free daily use? To make the Model 2 feel tough and inexpensive to keep, Tesla leans on hardware choices that prevent problems before they cost money. Start with visibility, because avoiding a scrape is cheaper than repairing one. The Model 2 is expected to adopt a front bumper camera so you can see the short close-in zone that causes curb and parking block impacts. Even a light tap can trigger advanced safety sensor checks after repair, and those costs add up fast. AA's nationwide analysis shows ADAS components in a minor front repair average about $1,540, and ADAS can account for roughly 1/3 of the overall bill depending on the damage scenario. Windshield work with camera recalibration adds about $360 on average and represents about 25% of that repair total. Clearer forward sightlines therefore protect both time and money by reducing incidents that lead to calibrations and extra labor. From visibility, move to full parking awareness, since most hassles happen at low speed. The Model 2 is expected to carry high-fidelity park assist that reconstructs a 3D view using cameras, which makes tight gaps easier to judge than flat distance bars. The risk is real in everyday lots and garages. The National Safety Council estimates more than 50,000 parking area crashes in the United States each year, with about 60,000 injuries and roughly 500 fatalities. Giving drivers a spatially accurate picture in those slow speed spaces is exactly where minor fender benders can be avoided, and where costly sensor and camera calibrations never get triggered. Once you are better at avoiding scrapes, the next hidden cost is downtime. The Model 2 benefits from Service Mode Plus improvements that let technicians run targeted subsystem checks and perform one-touch reboots for the gateway and infotainment computers. Tesla documents these controls in current release notes and service manuals, and industry data shows why faster diagnostics matter. Modern repairs increasingly require electronic scans and calibrations, with programs scanning almost 90% of vehicles 3 years old or newer, and calibration operations occurring more often as ADAS content rises. Deeper on-car diagnostics reduce part swapping guesswork and shorten visits, which directly lowers the inconvenience tax of ownership. Finally, durability also means predictable winter performance. The Model 2 stands to inherit Tesla's cold weather updates that improve battery preconditioning for DC fast charging and refine range estimation. Tesla's owner guidance recommends preheating the pack for about 30 to 45 minutes before a cold departure to stabilize charge power at the station, and independent datasets find EVs average roughly 80% of their rated range in freezing conditions without mitigation. Laboratory work further shows cold temperatures slow cell reactions and force the car to limit charging rates to protect the battery, while modern heat pumps can recover on the order of 3 to 15% of winter range compared with resistive heating. Preconditioning and accurate range math therefore save time at the charger and protect the pack over the long run. Taken together, you will see more and hit less with a front camera and 3D parking. You may spend less time in the shop thanks to deeper on-car diagnostics in Service Mode Plus. And you could keep winter charging predictable through smarter preconditioning and range modeling. That is how an affordable Tesla feels tougher, cheaper to keep, and easier to live with for years. Would 3D Park Assist save you from curb rash and tight garage dings in your daily parking? Comment Model 2 if you think it would prevent at least one repair bill this year. Why could the Tesla Model 2 make day-to-day ownership cheaper and easier? First, start with energy savings, because wasted power is wasted money. Model 2 is expected to include low power mode that cuts parked losses by shutting down high draw features while still allowing a remote wake. Sentry mode alone can consume about 1 to 2 miles of range per hour. If you translate that using a typical efficiency of roughly 250 watt-hours per mile, that is about 0.25 to 0.50 kilowatt-hours per hour, or 6 to 12 kilowatt-hours per day. At the latest US residential average of 17.47 cents per kilowatt-hour, that equals about $1.05 to $2.1 per day, or $10 to $21 over a 10-day trip. A one-tap setting that suppresses those background loads directly tackles the vampire drain problem for airport weeks or long weekends. Next, move from saving energy to saving time and avoiding surprise fees. Model 2 will inherit the 2025.26 Site Info at Arrival update that shows access codes, valet requirements, paid parking rules, garage level, and restroom availability the moment you reach a supercharger. Seeing these specifics on arrival reduces circling, ticket risk, and guesswork, which are exactly the small frictions that add up for budget-focused owners. Then address downtime, because being without a car is its own cost. Model 2 owners will benefit from Tesla's in-house rentals at service and collision centers, priced around $45 per day for non-warranty repairs. That is competitive with national averages that often land between about $49 and $78 per day for economy rentals, and it keeps you mobile while the car is in the shop. Some locations are also bundling on-site parts and accessories to consolidate errands into a single stop. Privacy comes next, because handing the keys to someone else should not surrender control. Model 2 will carry the mobile access kill switch introduced in 2025.26100.3. With one setting, you can temporarily disable app-based commands and location while the vehicle is with a valet or a service bay, then re-enable it when you take the car back. That is a simple way to remove remote unlock and start from third parties during custody transfers. Finally, tie everything together under the skin. Model 2 will use a 48-volt low-voltage architecture that delivers the same power with 1/4 of the current of a 12-volt system. Because wiring losses scale with the square of current, this can cut harness losses by up to 16 times, which enables thinner wires, smaller connectors, and lighter auxiliary hardware like pumps and fans. Cybertruck already proves the move to 48 volts in a shipping product, and Tesla's own Investor Day remarks explain the physics and the expected savings in mass, heat, and cost. These platform efficiencies are the kind of durable changes that lower manufacturing cost and reduce lifetime service exposure on a price-sensitive Model 2. In all, these adjustments keep Model 2 front and center. You waste less energy when parked, spend less time and money at chargers, stay mobile during repairs, protect your privacy when others handle the car, and benefit from a lean 48-volt backbone that is cheaper to build and kinder to components. That is how an affordable Tesla becomes easier to live with day to day. Will you use low power mode to cut your parked energy loss on your upcoming road trips and holidays? Comment yes if you'll turn it on the next time you leave the car for more than a day. How could the Tesla Model 2 be a true game changer on scale and cost once Tesla's 2025 to 2026 production plan kicks in? To see why the Model 2 could be a game changer on scale and cost, start with timing that is now on the record. Tesla's Q2 2025 update deck states first builds of a more affordable model in June, with volume production planned for the second half of 2025, which moves this program from rumor to a dated ramp. Reuters' coverage of the same update echoed that Tesla has begun initial production and noted Elon Musk's comment that the affordable car is essentially a cheaper Model Y, reinforcing that the quickest path to scale is to lean on what already exists. Building on that timeline, the manufacturing method is what can compress cost and factory size. Tesla's unboxed approach assembles major modules in parallel and mates them late in the line, a change industry analyses say could cut per-vehicle production costs by up to about 50%, while shrinking required plant footprint by roughly 40%. Smaller footprints translate to lower plant capex and faster replication, and fewer stations shorten take time and ramp to steady throughput. Those are exactly the levers that enable lower sticker prices without erasing margin on a price-sensitive model. Finally, tie the process to capacity that already exists, because scale is not only about a new line, but also about reusing proven ones. Tesla listed installed global capacity around 2.35 million units annually as of 2024, and Berlin has demonstrated peaks on the order of 6,000 vehicles per week, roughly 300,000 annualized. If the affordable model tracks close to a leaner Model Y and shares tooling or suppliers with current 3Y programs, Tesla can convert first builds in June 2025 into thousands per week sooner than a ground-up plant would allow, which is the practical recipe for high output at a lower price in 2026. Which scales do you think would be cheaper? unboxed modular assembly, or traditional long lines? Comment Tesla wins if you back unboxed, as Musk confirmed that.
Models away, we'll be running with the new, more affordable models available for everyone in Q4.
I'm working on a new master plan to articulate that Tesla team.
Yes, the 10,135 Tesla Model 2 is no longer a dream. For the first time, Tesla is putting a major focus on protecting your personal data while upgrading their notoriously tricky service system, issues that have frustrated drivers for years. And now, finally, the answers are here, clear and in front of you. You'll discover how Tesla is making cutting-edge tech accessible, secure, and practical for everyday life. So buckle up. We will reveal one by one in the next minutes. 1. How does Tesla seriously protect user privacy more than ever in the Model 2? Your car knows where you go, what you listen to, even how you drive when you think nobody's watching. Just ask the 800,000 electric vehicle owners from Volkswagen, Audi, Seat, and Skoda, who discovered their personal data was exposed by Cariad, Volkswagen's tech subsidiary. Location data, charging patterns, and even personal conversations all sit vulnerable on servers like a digital treasure chest for hackers. But Tesla says absolutely not to data breaches, tracking scandals, and privacy violations. The challenge is massive. The Tesla model, once launched, is projected to collect 2.3 terabytes of data annually. That's 30% more than the Model 3 due to its dense sensor array and artificial intelligence features. To put this in perspective, that's enough data to fill 2,300 average smartphones completely. However, Tesla's solution is revolutionary and comprehensive. Every piece of data gets encrypted locally using the 256-bit advanced encryption standard algorithm before leaving your vehicle. That's military-grade encryption with a 0.0004% breach risk, in which you're more likely to get struck by lightning twice than have your Tesla data compromised. Tesla's Privacy Shield mode lets you disable 87% of non-essential data collection without affecting performance, music preferences, navigation history, and voice commands. All can be turned off while keeping safety features intact. Tesla's data anonymization also achieves 99.8% anonymization for artificial intelligence training. This means Tesla improves self-driving capabilities without tracing individual trips back to you. But the game changer is Tesla's Data Vault feature. Through the Tesla app, you can review every data point your Model 2 collected and delete specific information with a 72-hour complete purge guarantee. Show me one other manufacturer, General Motors, Ford, anyone, who gives you this transparency. They don't exist. This matters because 68% of electric vehicle owners worry about data privacy. Tesla's Model 2 approach builds trust and changes the relationship between you and your vehicle. You become the active controller of your digital footprint instead of a passive data source for corporate profit. This is your data, your life, your control. With the Model 2, you're driving with peace of mind, knowing Tesla engineered your privacy like a digital fortress. When you're spending hard-earned money on a vehicle, shouldn't you control every piece of data it collects about your family? If Tesla cracked the code on comprehensive privacy protection while keeping the Model 2 at $10,135, what does that say about manufacturers who claim privacy features are too expensive? Drop Tesla did it in the comments if you believe Tesla just proved that protecting customer privacy doesn't have to break the bank. Now that we've seen how the Model 2 protects all of us in terms of privacy, there's another serious issue about the modular design. How does a $10,135 car handle high-speed chaos with a modular design? Let's zoom in on the technology that makes the Model 2 a performance beast. 2. How does Tesla's modular mastery redefine high-speed performance? Picture this: a car that swaps parts faster than you swap phone cases, yet handles split-second decisions at 60 miles per hour. This sounds like science fiction, but it's exactly what Tesla engineered into the Model 2. How does Tesla pull this off? Can a modular car really keep up with the chaos of high-speed driving without falling apart like a house of cards? It's here. Tesla Model 2 uses modular architecture with 69% fewer unique components than traditional electric vehicles, based on Tesla's gigacasting manufacturing trends. The entire body divides into 47 swappable segments, including fenders, roof panels, and battery modules. This reduces repair time by 68% compared to a Nissan Leaf. Instead of welding thousands of parts together like traditional automakers, Tesla creates intelligent building blocks that communicate with each other seamlessly. Here's where the real magic happens with Tesla's high-speed communication technology. Tesla developed a proprietary neural sync bus, a lightning-fast data protocol that enables real-time communication between modules at 1.2 microseconds latency. That's 3 times faster than industry-standard controller area network bus systems used by every other manufacturer. During a 0.01 second emergency braking event, the Model 2's artificial intelligence orchestrates 14 different modules, including suspension, brakes, and battery systems, to adjust torque and stability instantly. This achieves a 95% reduction in skidding risk with a response time that's practically instantaneous. The system uses redundant microcontrollers with 4 controllers per module to ensure failover protection. This delivers 99.97% uptime during high-speed scenarios. Think about what this means when you're merging onto a highway or avoiding an accident. While other cars are still processing what happened, your Model 2 has already calculated, adjusted, and executed the perfect response. Modularity doesn't just cut manufacturing costs. It makes the car completely adaptable to your needs. Owners can upgrade battery modules for 17% more range or swap aesthetic panels for customization, all completed in under 25 minutes at any Tesla service hub. This is revolutionary because traditional cars lock you into whatever specifications you bought on day one. Unlike competitors who treat modularity as a cost-cutting measure, Tesla integrates artificial intelligence-driven predictive maintenance that alerts drivers to module wear 72 hours before failure occurs. Your car literally tells you what needs attention before problems develop, eliminating unexpected breakdowns entirely. Do you feel that? That's the rush of knowing a $10,135 car can outsmart and outlast competition that costs 3 times more. Tesla's modular mastery doesn't just save you money, it makes you feel unstoppable on every drive. Here's what will blow your mind about this engineering achievement. When you think about modularity, most people picture cheap, flimsy construction that sacrifices performance for convenience. But Tesla just proved that modular design can actually enhance performance while making cars more affordable and customizable. If traditional automakers have been telling us for decades that solid, welded construction is the only way to build safe, high-performance vehicles, what does Tesla's modular breakthrough say about everything we've been sold? Comment Tesla Model 2. If you think this modular revolution will force every other manufacturer to completely rethink how they build cars. Tesla is improving across every dimension. But there's one more thing we need to examine. It's their customer service reputation. Can the Model 2 finally win over the skeptics who've been burned by Tesla's service issues? Let's dive into it now. 3. How does Tesla handle service and maintenance for mass market adoption? Let's be honest, service has been a sore point for Tesla for years. So what's different about the Model 2? Can Tesla actually solve the problem that's been driving their customers crazy since day one? Back in around August 2024, Tesla owners were complaining about brutal wait times for service visits that could leave people stranded for up to 2 months. It's a grim reality for those who need Tesla to service their all-electric vehicles. Tesla service became one of the most common complaints from owners, with dozens of posts claiming this from Reddit to Quora. At first, there weren't enough service centers to accommodate the growing number of owners. After Tesla attempted to speed up service with their F1 service strategy, not much improvement was made despite having more owners than ever. By July 25, 2025, only 71% of Tesla owners resolved service issues in one visit, versus 65% of non-Tesla owners. That's barely better than the competition, but in the upcoming time, it's different. Elon Musk confirmed he's stepping up to help customers in a massive way, especially when they're having issues with Tesla service. Tesla plans to deploy 3,200 mobile service vans by 2027, covering 89% of Model 2 owners within a 50-mile radius and reducing wait times to just 48 hours. The Model 2's onboard artificial intelligence predicts 94% of issues before they occur, automatically scheduling repairs proactively through the Tesla app. The car's modular design cuts service time by 63%, with 82% of repairs completed on-site. Think about swapping a battery module in 15 minutes instead of waiting weeks for parts. Tesla will launch a service sync platform that uses real-time artificial intelligence to match service requests with the nearest available technician. Early trials achieved a 91% satisfaction rate, which is industry-leading performance that puts traditional dealership service to shame. With 1.2 million Model 2 units projected for 2026, Tesla's service overhaul ensures scalability while addressing the #1 complaint from owners. This isn't just fixing a problem, it's completely reimagining how automotive service works. Instead of reactive repairs when things break, you get predictive maintenance that prevents problems before they happen. No more waiting weeks for appointments, no more stress about unexpected breakdowns. The Model 2's service revolution makes you feel heard, valued, and ready to hit the road with complete confidence that Tesla actually has your back this time. Here's what I want to know from you. Tesla has promised better service before, but the Model 2 represents their most comprehensive service overhaul in company history. With predictive artificial intelligence, mobile service fleets, and modular repairs that happen at your location, do you think Tesla has finally cracked the code on customer service that the automotive industry has struggled with for decades? Comment "finally" here. If you believe Tesla's service transformation for the Model 2 is the solution owners have been desperately waiting for. Service is sorted, but what powers this revolutionary car? Let's pop the hood on the Model 2's battery technology and see what's completely new. 4. How does the Model 2's battery architecture elevate it a 49% more efficient? Many questions are raised regarding how a budget electric vehicle delivers range and power that rivals luxury models. Let's see what Tesla has done with revolutionary new battery architecture sitting right under your seats. Tesla Model 2 still uses a 48 kilowatt-hour structural battery pack integrated directly into the chassis, reducing weight by 19%. We're talking about 639 pounds compared to 793 pounds for a Chevrolet Bolt. This isn't just lighter, it's fundamentally different engineering that makes the battery part of the car's structure instead of dead weight. But the real breakthrough happens when Tesla uses a revolutionary architecture design called the honeycomb cell design. Specifically, 2,100 cylindrical cells arranged in a hexagonal layout that increases energy density by 14%, delivering a solid 280-mile range. The artificial intelligence-driven cooling system adjusts coolant flow 23 times per second, boosting efficiency by 17% even in extreme heat conditions. Tesla's regenerative braking technology recaptures 31% of energy during city driving, extending range by 12% compared to traditional braking systems. This battery as backbone approach reduces weight and friction losses. And here's the key. By optimizing the car's aerodynamics and load distribution, it adds a 6% efficiency gain by minimizing energy wasted on unnecessary drag and structural stress. Add it all up. 14% from density improvements, 17% from cooling optimization, 12% from regenerative braking, and 6% from structural integration. And you get a compounded 37% more efficiency compared to a baseline electric vehicle like the Nissan Leaf, which guzzles 212 watt-hours per mile. This battery as backbone approach is a first for any electric vehicle under $15,000. With a 174 watt-hours per mile efficiency versus 212 watt-hours per mile for the Nissan Leaf, the Model 2 makes long trips incredibly affordable. You're looking at just $2.10 cost per 100 miles at average United States electricity rates. That's cheaper than riding the bus in most American cities. With the Model 2, you're driving farther, spending less, and feeling like you've outsmarted the entire automotive system that's been overcharging consumers for decades. This matters because it makes long trips not just possible, but affordable without sacrificing performance. But while we've been analyzing these breakthroughs, Tesla's factories are already building the future. Production starts Q4 of 2025, with mass deliveries beginning Q2 of 2026. That means in less than 12 months, everything we just discussed becomes available to 2.1 billion people who couldn't afford electric vehicles before. The question isn't whether the Model 2 will change everything. It's whether you'll be ready when it does. Because once 20 million of these hit the roads by 2030, owning a gasoline car will feel like carrying a flip phone in the smartphone era. If this deep dive into Tesla's game-changing technology opened your eyes to what's coming, smash that like button, hit that notification bell because the automotive revolution is moving fast. What shocked you most about the Model 2? The price, the privacy fortress, or the 49% efficiency breakthrough? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Elon Musk has finally pulled back the curtain on what could be the most devastating weapon in Tesla's arsenal, the 2026 Tesla Model 2. And what we've discovered will send shockwaves through every Chinese EV manufacturer from BYD to NIO. So what makes it take over China that makes Elon Musk so confident when talking about a new product recently? The answer lies in breakthrough technologies that could make current Chinese EV strategies obsolete within months. 1. How does Elon Musk's visionary leadership make the Model 2 a technological powerhouse? From now on, your car could think faster than you and evolve with every drive. Elon Musk's 2026 Model 2 isn't just a vehicle, it's a tech beast born from his wildest dreams, ready to stun American roads and conquer China. So how does Musk's audacious vision turn the Model 2 into a tech marvel that American drivers will love and China can't ignore? Here's where Musk's genius becomes absolutely terrifying for competitors. The Model 2 integrates xAI's reasoning technology that literally predicts when your tires will wear out, when your brakes need attention, and even when your battery cells might degrade. We're talking 95% accuracy in maintenance predictions. That translates to $500 per year saved for every American owner compared to traditional reactive maintenance. While Chinese manufacturers are still figuring out basic diagnostics, Tesla is targeting 10% of China's massive EV market by 2028 with this predictive superiority alone. But Musk didn't stop there. The Model 2's quantum-inspired battery algorithms adapt to every climate condition across America. Whether you're battling Minnesota winters at -20 degrees Fahrenheit or cruising through Texas heat at 110 degrees, this system optimizes energy distribution in real time. Thanks to This Way, a 20% range boost that delivers 310 miles compared to the industry standard of 260 miles. Even bigger, Tesla projects 700,000 units sold annually by 2029, and Chinese EV makers simply cannot match this adaptive intelligence. Next, the neural interface technology reads your biometrics the moment you sit down. Heart rate, stress levels, body temperature within 2 seconds. Your seats adjust, mirrors position perfectly, and the cockpit becomes your personal sanctuary. This isn't science fiction anymore. Internal Tesla data shows 90% of American users experience enhanced comfort levels that Chinese generic designs can't touch. Tesla aims to capture 12% of the compact segment with this personalization alone. Perhaps the most ingenious is the energy recycling suspension system. Every bump, every road vibration gets converted into usable energy. The system captures 15% of road kinetic energy, adding 10 miles of range during highway driving. While Chinese manufacturers focus on basic efficiency, Tesla is literally harvesting power from the road itself. This technology alone will drive massive adoption in America's Tier 2 cities, where efficiency matters most. Imagine driving a car that feels like it's reading your mind, built by a genius who never settles. This is Musk's boldest play yet. All of us in the USA, get ready to experience innovation that changes everything. But here's what I want to know from you. When your car becomes smarter than most smartphones and predicts your needs before you even think them, will traditional automakers become completely obsolete? And if you believe Tesla's neural interface will revolutionize how Americans interact with their vehicles, comment absolutely below, because this tech is absolutely reshaping the future of transportation. Musk's vision makes the Model 2 a tech titan for America, but will it steamroll China's EV giants? And speaking of steamrolling the competition, let's dive into the real numbers that show exactly why Chinese manufacturers are scrambling to catch up, and why the Model 2's pricing and efficiency strategy might just deliver the knockout punch they never saw coming. 2. Why will the Model 2's affordability and efficiency redefine China's EV market? Can you imagine that you can even buy a Tesla for less than your yearly rent? The 2026 Model 2's jaw-dropping price and efficiency are set to thrill American wallets and flood China's streets. So exactly how does the Model 2 deliver premium features at a budget price that excites United States buyers and disrupts China's EV race? Here's the bombshell that's making Detroit executives sweat and Beijing manufacturers panic. Tesla just announced the Model 2 at $15,678 with a massive 350-mile range. That's 38% cheaper than Chevy's Bolt EUV at $27,000. We're not talking about some stripped-down economy car here. This is full Tesla DNA at a price point that completely redefines what Americans expect from electric vehicles. Tesla's targeting 20% market share in China's budget segment by 2028, and at this price, that's not ambitious. It's inevitable. The secret weapon is Tesla's graphene-enhanced LFP batteries. These power packs deliver 25% longer cycle life, hitting 2,500 cycles compared to the industry standard of 2,000 cycles. For American commuters, that means 10 years of reliable daily driving without battery anxiety. In China's competitive market, this longevity advantage boosts resale values by 15%, making the Model 2 not just affordable to buy, but profitable to own. Supporting this, Tesla's AI-driven thermal management system cuts energy loss by 18%, achieving an incredible 5.2 miles per kilowatt hour on United States roads. That translates to $300 per year saved on charging costs for the average American driver. Chinese urbanites, obsessed with cost efficiency, are projected to drive Tesla's sales to 900,000 units by 2029. While competitors struggle with basic energy management, Tesla's AI literally squeezes every electron for maximum range. Perhaps the most brilliant is the modular battery system. Do you need more range? Snap in additional battery packs for instant 20% range boosts. Your car evolves with your needs without buying a new vehicle. This flexibility destroys China's static EV designs and appeals massively to young American buyers who want future-proof technology. Picture cruising in a Tesla without draining your savings, knowing every mile saves you cash. This is the affordable EV revolution America's been waiting for. Feel the buzz of owning the future. Here's what blows my mind. When you can drive Tesla-level technology for less than most people spend on rent, does traditional car financing become completely obsolete? And if you believe a premium electric vehicle at this price point will revolutionize American transportation, drop that exact number in the comments, because $15,678 might just be the most disruptive price tag in automotive history. Cheap, efficient, and built to last. Here's what we got from this EV. Can China's budget EVs survive this American-born tsunami? But price and efficiency are just the beginning. The autonomy and software secrets we're about to reveal will show you exactly why traditional automakers are running scared. 3. How does the Model 2's autonomy and software outsmart China's tech-savvy drivers? Tesla engineers claim that Model 2's AI brain is about to redefine autonomy for American drivers and outplay China's tech nerds. But how can conversational AI create a driving experience that wows United States commuters and dominates China's digital frontier? Here's where Tesla's software engineering completely obliterates the competition. The Model 2's natural language AI doesn't just hear your words, it understands context, tone, and even your mood. When you say, "find a faster route," while stuck in Los Angeles traffic, the system detects stress in your voice patterns and instantly recalculates using real-time data from 2.3 million Tesla vehicles worldwide. We're talking 94% accuracy in understanding voice nuances, which cuts commute stress by 30% in major United States cities. Tesla's targeting 15% market share among tech-savvy buyers who demand this level of intuitive interaction. The swarm-based AI system is absolutely revolutionary. Every Tesla on the road shares collision data in real time, creating a massive neural network that predicts accidents 0.5 seconds faster than any competitor. That half-second advantage translates to 35% fewer collisions on highways, making this the safest budget electric vehicle ever built. Urban American families are projected to drive sales to 800,000 units by 2028, and Chinese manufacturers simply don't have access to Tesla's massive fleet data advantage. Tesla's augmented reality navigation projects lane guidance directly onto your windshield, eliminating the dangerous habit of looking down at screens. Driver focus improves by 22%, and in China's megacities, where split-second decisions matter, this technology captivates digital natives who grew up gaming and expect this level of visual integration in everything they use. The predictive over-the-air updates are pure genius. The system learns your driving patterns and automatically prioritizes features you actually use. If you are a night shift worker, then your car enables night mode before you even think about it. The 98% success rate in delivering personalized updates creates unprecedented user satisfaction. While Chinese manufacturers release static software updates every few months, Tesla's Model 2 evolves daily based on how you actually drive. Imagine a car that listens, learns, and drives smarter than ever, making every trip a breeze. This is the autonomous thrill you've been craving. Jump into the future. Here's the time for some discussion between us. When artificial intelligence becomes so advanced that it predicts your driving needs before you realize them yourself, will traditional automakers become as obsolete as flip phones? And if you believe Tesla's AI-powered autonomy will completely dominate both American roads and Chinese highways, comment Tesla wins below Because when it comes to autonomous intelligence, Tesla wins by a landslide that competitors can't even see coming. A car that thinks and drives like a pro, ready to transform your commute? Can China keep up with that? But software brilliance means nothing without the manufacturing muscle to deliver these vehicles to millions of customers worldwide. Let's expose the production and supply chain revolution that's about to flood global markets with Model 2s faster than anyone thought physically possible. 4. Why is the Model 2's manufacturing and supply chain the key to conquering China? Tesla. Model 2's production genius guarantees American reliability and crushes China's supply chains. Let's take a closer look at how Tesla's AI-driven manufacturing delivers flawless cars to United States buyers while outmaneuvering China's production giants. Tesla's AI-orchestrated assembly system is rewriting manufacturing rulebooks in ways that make traditional automakers look prehistoric. The artificial intelligence predicts production bottlenecks with 97% accuracy, analyzing data from thousands of sensors across the entire supply chain ecosystem. This means Tesla can guarantee 7-day delivery anywhere in the United States, from New York City to rural Montana. While Chinese manufacturers struggle with 4-week lead times and constant supply chain disruptions caused by port delays and component shortages, Tesla's algorithms coordinate 15,000 robots across multiple facilities simultaneously. The system processes 2.8 million data points per second to optimize everything from parts inventory to shipping routes. This speed advantage directly translates to Tesla targeting 25% market share in the budget electric vehicle segment, because American buyers refuse to wait a month for their new car when Tesla delivers in a week with the same reliability as ordering from Amazon. Tesla's biocomposite materials revolution represents a complete paradigm shift in automotive manufacturing sustainability. These advanced materials cut production emissions by 35% while actually improving structural strength and crash safety ratings. This perfectly aligns with American green policies and environmental regulations that are becoming increasingly strict across Democratic and Republican states alike. This isn't just good for the planet. It's incredibly profitable business strategy. Tesla earns $400 million in federal and state environmental credits by 2028, money that gets reinvested directly into making the Model 2 even more affordable for American middle-class families. Chinese manufacturers using traditional steel and aluminum materials simply cannot compete with this eco-friendly cost advantage that literally pays Tesla to build cleaner vehicles while undercutting competitor pricing. Moreover, the self-diagnosing robotic production line achieves an unprecedented 99.9% defect-free manufacturing rate, reducing United States recalls by 50% compared to industry averages. Every Tesla robot continuously monitors its own performance using machine learning algorithms and adjusts welding pressure, paint thickness, and assembly torque in real time to maintain perfect quality standards. Tesla's flexible production system represents manufacturing agility that Chinese factories simply cannot match. Completion and physical usability at the very first touch. First, Model 2 creates an impression with a solid door closing feel. A concise door close sound that dies out in under 0.5 seconds indicates tight seals and latches, and it also lowers the chance of wind noise at higher speeds. Along with that, panel gaps that look even to the eye matter. When the gap deviation side to side stays within about 0.5 to 1.0 millimeters, you are less likely to hear wind hiss from mirrors and door edges in the 60 to 70 miles per hour range. These are easy checks, yet they say a lot about build quality you can sense on the very first touch. Next, the cargo area of Model 2 aims at usefulness. With rear seats that fold flat and a pass-through, the usable floor length reaches the level that lets you carry common long items in a household. The practical target to look for is roughly 170 to 190 centimeters, which is 67 to 75 inches, measured from the front seat backs to the tailgate opening. If the usable width between the wheel arches is 100 centimeters, which is 39 inches or more, a large suitcase will fit sideways without fuss. A low liftover around 65 to 70 centimeters helps you lift heavy items with less strain and reduces scuffs on the lip. Finally, maneuverability in tight spaces. Model 2 targets a curb-to-curb turning circle around 9.5 to 10.5 meters, which is 31 to 34.5 feet. That means 2-point turns in narrow alleys or dense parking lots stop being a chore. Combined with a backup camera of at least 1080p yacht resolution with steering guidelines and proximity sensors that warn at about 1.2 to 1.5 meters, the car helps you stop before you scrape your wallet. At night, cleaner low-light processing keeps depth cues intact so you can read curbs and obstacles rather than guessing. Highway comfort and safety that hold up over distance. Model 2 targets cabin noise in the high 60s dBA at 70 miles per hour, which most drivers perceive as conversation quiet. So the car begins by reducing fatigue that builds silently over long miles. In practical terms, a 67 to 69 dBA cabin at 70 miles per hour is the range you hear in well-damped compacts. A reduction of about 3 decibels represents roughly half the acoustic energy at the microphone, which most people feel as a clearly quieter ride, even if the perceived loudness does not have. Model 2 pursues this by combining tighter door seals with aero work around mirrors and A-pillar trim to cut wind hiss above 1 kHz, and by pairing the body with touring tire specs that soften the 125 to 250 Hz tire roar band. Laminated front side glass typically shaves 1 to 3 decibels in the higher frequencies, so when you stack these small gains, the result is a cabin where you can talk without raising your voice, and where 2 hours at 70 miles per hour feels less draining. Warm, dry air would be routed to the windshield immediately when you select the defog setting with AC engaged on the Model 2's touchscreen, so visibility returns fast enough to matter during the most demanding first minute of a wet drive. The system targets airflow on the order of 80 to 120 liters per second toward the glass, with evaporator outlet air that is both cooler and significantly dehumidified. On a typical compact windshield area of about 1.2 to 1.5 square meters, this volume of dry air clears mist in tens of seconds rather than minutes. In practice, you should see the wipe band sharpen first, and the entire field clear inside roughly 30 to 60 seconds. That timing is important because early in a trip you are merging, checking mirrors, and watching cross traffic, and every extra second of a fogged screen compounds the risk. Model 2 aims for lane centering and cruise behavior that you can predict before it happens in order to hold a tight center with small corrections on straight sections, and to keep lateral acceleration gentle on shallow curves so your inner ear stays calm. The default time headway is about 2.0 seconds at highway speed, which is roughly 205 feet at 70 miles per hour, and speed changes are shaped around 0.5 to 1.0 miles per second, so passengers do not lurch forward or back. Friendly to eyes, hands, and age. Start with sun readability, a point where many cars look good on paper but are hard to use outside. The central screen of Model 2 aims for around 1000 nits of brightness with an effective anti-reflective layer, so you can still read the map at noon while wearing polarized sunglasses. When surface reflectance sits around 5 to 6% or lower, key icons such as speed limits and turn arrows are less washed out, which helps your eyes stay fresh on long drives. Adjusting seats and mirrors quickly matters too. A clear seat switch set and a dedicated mirror toggle cut setup time to under 10 seconds. Memory seating is also included, which means you set it once and all settings return to the exact position with a single press, which is very helpful when 2 or more people share the car. Less time hunting through menus means more eyes on road time. Finally, getting in and out with minimal steps and minimal knee strain. Model 2 prioritizes a sill height in the 360 to 420 millimeter range, which is 14 to 16.5 inches, and a door opening angle around 70 to 80 degrees to reduce twisting at the hip and knee. Combined with a seat height around 500 to 600 millimeters, which is 19.5 to 23.5 inches, passengers can sit and stand under 3 smooth steps. These small numbers make a big daily difference, especially when you regularly pick up older family members. Usable immediately without an app or a manual. Keep one simple habit in mind, the 10-second rule. On Model 2, the design targets are about 2 seconds to turn on lights, about 2 seconds for wipers, about 5 seconds for defog, and about 3 seconds to pop the trunk. Since from a safety standpoint, each glance away from the road should stay under about 2 seconds, and all designs on Model 2 are tuned to help you hit that mark. To make that speed realistic even with gloves on, Model 2 lays out life-saving controls with roughly 12 millimeters of spacing between adjacent buttons and gives each a tactile travel of about 0.5 to 1.5 millimeters, which lets your fingers confirm the press without hunting. When all those essentials reliably complete inside the 10-second window, you stay focused in busy city conditions, and you drive with more confidence in rain or fog. When the signal is weak or your phone is nearly out of battery, the basics still need to work. Model 2 lets you lock and unlock with a card or passive key, start the car, and adjust basic climate even with no cellular service, or when your phone battery is very low. That covers everyday pain points like basement garages and dead spots, so the car works for you instead of making you chase an app. For everyday setup and control without a phone, Model 2 keeps the core tools in the cabin. Driver profiles can be saved and linked to a key card so seats, mirrors, and the steering wheel recall automatically when you unlock, typically within a couple of seconds. Quick controls for brightness, mirrors, and wheel position live on the first screen so you reach them in 1 or 2 taps. Security features such as pin to drive and valet mode can be enabled in under a minute from the car, and child lock or window lock are one press. If software ever misbehaves, a soft reboot of the infotainment takes about 10 seconds using the steering controls. All of this means you can switch drivers, lend the car, or recover from a glitch without opening a manual or launching an app. Charging for a work week. For a daily commute, Model 2 treats a 120-volt outlet as the home charging station. A 12A draw equals about 1.4 kilowatts. Plugging in for 10 to 12 hours each night adds 14 to 17 kilowatt hours. At a real-world efficiency of about 0.16 to 0.18 kilowatt hours per mile, that energy becomes 80 to 100 miles ready for the morning. If you drive 30 to 40 miles a day, that is more than enough without installing a wall box. A good habit is to keep the pack between 20 and 80% on weekdays. This usage supports battery life and keeps the charging schedule stable. You simply plug in and forget, then unplug in the morning with no station visits. Scheduling after midnight adds more benefits. Many utilities charge 25 to 40% less off-peak, so cost per mile typically drops by about 0.5 to 1.3 cents. A simple example is 0.10 USD per kilowatt hour at night versus 0.15 USD per kilowatt hour in the daytime, which brings the running costs down clearly. Over the past few weeks, Tesla's careers website has quietly revealed something big. Dozens of new job openings for delivery preparation specialists hint that the company is gearing up for a monster Q3 and Q4, a period where Tesla expects to move more cars than ever. This kind of preparation usually means only one thing: a surge of demand and the arrival of something truly game-changing. One, how could the affordable Tesla Model 2 achieve an impressive driving range of around 300 to 400 miles? A major leap forward lies in structural battery composites, SBCs, now rated as one of the top 10 emerging technologies of 2025 by the World Economic Forum. These are materials where carbon fiber serves both as the vehicle's load-bearing structure and as the energy storage element. Recent breakthroughs from Chalmers University in Sweden have pushed SBCs to deliver an energy density of 30 watt-hours per kilogram, with stiffness reaching 76 gigapascals and maintaining high efficiency over 1,000 charge cycles. In practical terms, integrating these into the Model 2's chassis could reduce vehicle weight by around 10%, which in turn could boost driving range by as much as 70%. In parallel, solid-state aluminum-ion battery advances have demonstrated exceptional durability and safety. Tests show such batteries retain over 99% capacity after 10,000 cycles, endure temperatures up to 392 degrees Fahrenheit, resist physical puncture without leakage or fire, and are even recyclable thanks to aluminum fluoride frameworks. If Tesla combines both technologies in the Model 2, the result would be a lightweight, remarkably safe EV whose chassis, acting as both body and battery, delivers a range far beyond current expectations in the affordable category. Low power mode is a parking energy saver for the Model 2 that reduces vampire drain by pausing non-essential features while the car is idle. It can suspend Sentry mode, summon standby, cabin overheat protection, preconditioning, keep climate on, and background tasks that would otherwise wake the car, which lets the vehicle stay asleep longer and lose far less charge. On a 60 kilowatt-hour pack, measured loss with low power mode averages about 2 to 3% over 72 hours, equal to 1.2 to 1.8 kilowatt hours in 3 days, or roughly 0.4 to 0.6 kilowatt hours per day, which implies an average standby draw near 17 to 25 watts. Without low power mode, the typical loss is about 5 to 7% over 72 hours, equal to 3.0 to 4.2 kilowatt hours in 3 days, or roughly 1.0 to 1.4 kilowatt hours per day, for an average standby draw near 42 to 58 watts. Sentry mode is the main exception. It keeps the Model 2 awake, so standby power jumps to about 150 to 250 watts, which adds up to roughly 3.6 to 6.0 kilowatt hours per day. For long parking, turn on low power mode and switch Sentry mode off in safe places to preserve the most charge. The design of the Tesla Model 2 is not only about style, it directly affects how far the car can travel on a charge. Aerodynamics is the key. Air resistance grows very quickly when speed increases, which means that even small changes in body shape can save a lot of energy. The Model 3 already has a low drag coefficient of 0.23. If the Model 2 reaches 0.21 with a similar frontal area of about 2.2 square meters, the energy needed at 70 miles per hour could drop from 226 watt-hours per mile to about 213 watt-hours per mile. That is around a 6% saving. If the car is slightly smaller at 2.1 square meters, the figure could fall to 207 watt-hours per mile, almost 8% better. This improvement comes from simple but smart choices: a smooth roofline, flush door handles, a flat underbody, and a small diffuser at the rear. Active grille shutters that close at highway speeds can add another 2 to 6% in efficiency. Even the tires matter. Low-resistance tires can cut energy use by about 6% compared to normal ones. Together, these changes could boost real highway range from roughly 300 miles to close to 330 miles with a 60 kilowatt-hour battery pack. Regenerative braking can make the Model 2 feel like it has a larger battery in city use. When you lift off the accelerator, the motor switches to generator mode and turns the car's motion back into electricity, which flows into the pack. In stop-and-go traffic, this recovery adds up. Real-world data on current Teslas shows that